Yeah. Okay. So Celine Dion came another. Actually, this is a pretty interesting story. I was sitting in a record label with the head of Sony in London, actually pitching a project to him, and he said, "Yeah, it's good, man. Yeah, I'll set you up with Epic Records, and you should go and see those guys. They'll like it." And he said, "But while I've got you here, I want to talk to you about. I want you to show you something." So he got a cassette out. It tells you how long ago it was. And he puts this cassette on, and I'm sitting listening to the music. It's nice. It's, nice piece of music. He said, so this is by a guy called Jean-Jacques Goldman. He said, who is a French legend, artist and producer. He writes a lot of Celine Dion stuff. However, she doesn't like the lyrics for this. Mm-hmm. How do you like the idea of writing a lyric for this song? Now, bear in mind, she just had an album out and sold like 15 million records or something. So she was like the golden goose, and every songwriter in the world was trying to get a song on Celine Dion's album. So I was like, and these moments, mm-hmm. I revert back to being Sheffield, and Elliot, little Elliot from Sheffield. Actually, there's nothing little about me, by the way. I'm 6'6", but this reality is there is no way on earth she's going to cut my song. No chance. So I just took the cassette, I put it in my car, forgot about it. Yeah. About a week later, I remember sitting at home, and I sat down and wrote sort of 5 verses of lyrics. I've never done this before. Mm-hmm. I didn't know if I was writing poetry. I've never done that before. So I went with it, and I just carried on writing, and it was very philosophical and very positive, and and I sort of read it, and I thought, I wonder what this is. And when you're writing a song, as anyone who's ever done this will know that certain lyrics have a rhythmic cadence, like Everything Changes But You. Uh-huh. Da, 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 right? So melodies sing themselves to you when you sing that rhythmic cadence. They just present themselves. There's only certain melodies that will work in that way, right?
Yeah.
So as I was looking through, I started singing this melody. And I thought, I wonder if this would go with that music. And I went and sat in my car and took the cassette out and put it on and literally sang every lyric along to this cassette, which freaked me out because it felt like a stream of consciousness. I just thought, okay, I should do a demo. So I literally stayed in the car, drove to my studio and did a demo of it and posted it the next day. It tells you everything. And had to wait 3 days, of course, for a response. Yeah. And he called me and he said, Elliot, I love this song. It's like poetry, but where's the chorus? And I was like, oh my God. I said, could I change it? And he went, you can do whatever you want with it. She just wants a great song. She used this as the basis. So, right, okay. Who do I know that might know her? Canadian rock star. So I called Bryan Adams, and I'd worked with, and we'd written songs already, and we'd become pretty good friends. I called him and I said to him, dude, I've got a chance of getting this song away with Celine Dion. Let me play it to you. Play it down the phone. And he says, sounds beautiful, El, but what do you want to do? I said, it just needs a chorus. What do you want to get involved with it? And he goes, nah. I said, what? I said, she 15 million albums, dude. Come on, let's have a go at it. He went, come on, man. She's like Canadian, I'm Canadian, and people talk about us working together. I don't think so. I was like,
just like that.
So I said, mate, listen to this. So I sang it to him again. And he went, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Just needs a chorus, And I said, great. When can I come? And he's like, El, I don't know if you know, man, but this weekend, my friend died. It's her funeral. It's Anna. And I said, yeah, I know. I'm aware. And he went, well, El, I'm going to the funeral, man, because she was like a really close friend. He said, so you'd have to come like now. And I said, Bryan, I'm about to become a dad. Wendy was just about to go into labor. And he was like, El, come now or not. So I turned to Wendy. I went, I'll go and I'll be straight back. I'll be straight back. So I'd got one of those big old brick telephones at the time, the big aerials.
Yeah.
2 hands up. And I said, just call me if there's any problem. So I drove down. I remember saying to him, what do you think?
When you say you drove down, but you
drove to London from Sheffield.
I gotcha, yeah.
And, we met up, and he just said, what have you got, El? And I sang it to him, and he said, like in classic Bryan, it's something simple, man. Have you got a title? I said, yeah, let's talk about love. because she wants like a universal love song.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, nice, man. We just need something simple. Like, and he just hits his chord and he's going, that voice is talk about love. And he hits that chord. And I was like, oh, is this like choir started singing, you know, and all that. It was ridiculous. I said, there you go. So literally 20 minutes later, we'd written this song. And I'd got most of the lyric already. So we wrote the chorus. And I said to him, you've got to do the demo, mate. If she hears you singing it like that. And he was like, I've got no time. I said, dude, do it. And then, you know. So cut a long story short, I had to drive home. My daughter, beautiful 23-year-old daughter, Livy, was born. And gorgeous as anything. And she was born whilst the funeral was on. She was literally born the day Princess Di died.
Wow.
Married. And then I'd written a song with Bryan called Back to You, which was the single from his MTV Unplugged album.
Mm-hmm.
And it was are you okay with this story?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
He was doing the MTV show, the live recording of it, and he invited me over to New York. So I'm in the airport with Martin, my manager, because we decided we'd just get a room for a few hours before the plane. And 4 a.m, my big old phone starts vibrating on the side of the bed. And you know about it when, you know. So I grab it and run into the bathroom so I didn't wake Martin up because we're sharing a room. And he says to me, and I answer the phone and it was Bryan. He said, hey, oh, it's Bryan, man. You know, where are you, man? And I said, I'm in the airport. Are you coming to New York? I said, yeah, but I'm coming in like 2 or 3 hours. He's like, okay. He says, listen, El, I got some news for you, man. Not only is Celine going to cut that song, but it's actually the title of the album. And I, of course, jumped up and down, started screaming, at which point Martin came into the room and says, El, what's going on? And I said, and Bryan went, El, who's that, man? I said, oh, it's Martin. And he went, oh, okay. What time is it? I said, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. He went, okay, cool. What are you wearing, man? And I just said, underpants. No, don't get this out of context. You know. So cut a long story short, I go to New York, watch Bryan Adams, who I'm a super fan of and always have been, and still am, even though we're great mates, sing the single that was the single for his MTV Unplugged, which is actually written about my daughter, about Livy, Back to You. And then the next day we go to a meeting to learn that Celine is cutting our song. It's the title of it was just absolutely surreal, unbelievable moment. And when I did get to meet her, she was so beautiful, so kind, warm, thanked me for the lyric and the poetry and how much she used to start her tour with that song. And then about a year later, we were asked to write another one for her. She was making a Christmas album called These Are Special Times. And we wrote a song called Another Year Has Gone By, which is a Christmas song without being a Christmas song. It's about a celebration of, you know, making memories, 4th of July, 25th of December, birthday. It's all about that sort of thing. So it's like a you know, a celebration of seasons. So we got to write 2 songs for her, which was amazing. I mean, just what a talent. Again, another one of those pinchy moments of, what are you doing here? You know?
Wow, that's amazing.